Hello everyone. This time we digress from talking to leaders of established or revived political parties to the relatively new, with a first-term member of parliament as the parliamentary leader. And in keeping with being new, the party's ideas and platforms depart from the mainstream. It is the People's Reform Party, and the leader of that party is the member for North Fly, the Honourable James Donald. Sir, thank you for coming onto the show.
Good morning.
Morning. Good afternoon, good morning, good night, good day.
No, good morning, yes.
Okay. Well, that's good. Your party, relatively new. You're a new person. I suppose a first time forming that political party. Just tell us about your ideas behind forming that political party.
Thank you, John. Basically, people forget one fundamental moral obligation of any leader in the country. Where you are a member of which electorate, you have an obligation in this country to effectively to do the right thing, whether it be a first termer, second termer, being a senior member of parliament. That doesn't matter. But you have a moral responsibility to ensure you do something good for your country, which for me, I feel that responsibility as a member of parliament, not just member for North Fly. I have a responsibility to also attend to the 12 million people in this country, which means what? We collectively make equal decision that affects this nation. Okay. So I am one of the 12 million people in this country. That's the reason why, irrespective whether you are a first termer, second termer, you are a senior member of parliament, you have a moral responsibility to save this country.
That's right, and that's what all of you should be doing. Correct. On the floor of parliament. Correct. Really. Are we doing that, do you think?
I don't know precisely everyone the way they think, but for me, I am responsible, and that's what we should be doing. Every 111 of us who are elected by the people to the House of Representatives. So, you know, many people have this tendency of, oh, I am belong to this electorate, and I'm solely just responsible in a small box looking after my electorate. Mm-hmm. No, there's much bigger thing, bigger call for you, that wherever you are from, if you are from Aitapelumi, you are from Beniamia, you are from Telefomin, you have a responsibility to save the other citizens of this country.
Okay, all right. Well, one of your policies or your ideas, that new party, you have the People's Reform Party, yes, is for the Prime Minister to be elected by the people, virtually under a presidential system almost. Explain that.
Exactly. Well, Mr. John, I've flagged something that's called, the big name tag called corruption. Corruption seems to be the main underlying denominator. That every citizen, the 12 million people in this country are always talking about corruption.
It's because it's happening.
And it's happening. How do we come up with a smart reform, smart strategy, smart policy to solve the word corruption, to eliminate that? Now, I'm one person that sits and trying to analyze. What do we do? How do we address corruption? So for me, it was like, okay, corruption starts from the head. Head is what? You may be a CEO of a country, CEO of a nation, a manager of an organization, a manager of or a CEO of a corporate
or the head
body,
of the family.
Or head of a family. So we're going to address that first. You know, forget about all the rest. Let's talk about governing structure of our country first. So who heads the system? It's the current system that is not correct. That's the way we think. People's Reform Party, the way we sit and analyze is that, hold on, where's the corruption first taking place? It's that hierarchy up here. So you see, Mr. John, is that...
I am John.
Yes. Okay. Everybody go to the floor of Parliament, the 111 of us.
Yes.
We go and vote for the Prime Minister. And the issue is this. The Prime Minister who wants to be the Prime Minister is one among the equal who is trying to manage everything. You know what happens? All the coalition partners gather together, everything happens on the floor. Eventually, those of you who are supporting me, for instance, I will look after you. That's corruption. Everything happens because what? The coalition people, the current system is entangled around there. Those of us who are with the current government or the government or the prime minister, you enjoy everything. And those ones who are outside,
in the opposition,
wherever, you are left out. What happens? Yeah. The wealth of this
is that what's happening? I mean, you were in the opposition. You were in the opposition
exactly
for a while, so you missed out.
That's exactly what has been happening for the last 46 years. Okay. Let me be frank. Okay. You know.
All right.
So now, my thinking is this: if we allow the people to vote for the prime minister, you know what happens? It cuts off all the headache. The prime minister or the person is given the ultimate freedom. In a way it is. He doesn't worry about managing the coalition partners. He is purely focusing to taking the country to the next level. Because what? We also have this vote of no confidence that these steps, you know, the vote of no confidence comes in. The poor prime minister is put under extreme stress, worrying about trying to have the numbers intact, you know, worrying about all these things. And what happens? A smart coalition partners also play their stupid corruption. Oh, if you don't give me this what I want, I'm going to take my number away. Mm-hmm. You see?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
So eventually, whoever the smart coalition takes away all the resources, all the everything away. The poor prime minister worries about all these people, forgets about the 12 million people in this country. So what do? We waste all the resources.
Next on Your Vote Matters.
If you do well in the first term, you continue to the second term, and then that's it. The next person takes on.